very small window.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be going to university in mid-September. How are you going? I mean, the website's crashed. The UCAS website's crashed this morning. 40% of the teachers' marks have been downgraded. There's not time for them to do all that, surely.
How about sorry?
So, can I just come in? Sorry, I didn't mean to talk across you, but we've been working very closely to make sure that happens. We want to do everything we possibly can do to make sure every child goes to university that's wanting to be able to go to university presently. And you're already seeing some stats coming out where, children from disadvantaged backgrounds, 0.3% more children from disadvantaged backgrounds going to university this year than last year. We want to see more of that, and anything I can do to work to make sure that happens, that's what we're doing. But we do have to have consistency, and where there are youngsters who feel as if they've been let down, where they do not think their grade is a fair reflection, making sure that we have that robust appeal process in place. And that's what we've done through the triple lock, and making sure that youngsters. So yes.
What were you tempted to go down the same road as the Scottish government did by just ditching the original plan? And you still could. You could still follow what Scotland have done. Why would you not? What I sort of don't understand, Secretary of State, is you say, you're right in the Daily Telegraph today, and you say if teachers' grades were used, we would have seen grades shoot up, which would devalue the results for the class of 2020 and clearly not be fair in the classes of 2019 and 2021. I and maybe a lot of other parents don't really understand that, because we're sort of thinking they're on their own. This is 2020, 2019 was 2019, 2021 is 2021. They're not in direct competition. Why not cut them slack? Why not just let it go?
Well, over time they are in competition with one another, and you have to have certain consistency in terms of grades.
Why?
Making sure that we maintain standards, because actually, in order to, if you effectively sort of rip up the whole book and say that you're not having standards, not having the same level of consistency, you'll have had some schools, for example, who will have literally put in every child in as either an A or an A star. Or B, and that isn't actually.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to say that's not trusting teachers. With these people are well trained and paid, and Christine on here to talk about that now. You are disrespecting teachers and young people.
I'm also quite incensed that children had their first choice universities long before this pandemic ever came here, and those universities and those schools back those children in that first choice. And that's where they should be. And people like Will have been disadvantaged because he's taken his clearance offer. That's fab. Some people won't have that honour. And also, he could have got into his first choice. Leave it to the 7th September, those places are gone. It's about time. Come on, we can do this. You can do this. Give the children what they have.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk, but this is why we put all the procedures in place to make sure that we give young people as many options.
Listening to teachers, which is the main thing you should be doing, and everybody in the UK right now is saying that.
The whole basis of the assessments, at the core of it, the cornerstone of it, was teacher assessment and teacher ranking of those students. That's been absolutely essential and the key part of it. And what we've seen is that, most students will be in a position where they've got their A-level grades and they're going to be able to progress into the next stage of whether they want to go to university, whether they want to go to college, whether they're going into the workplace. As a result of COVID, we had some really difficult decisions to take. We weren't able to proceed with the exams. We had to put a system in place that had consistency and had fairness, but it isn't as good as exams. And that's why
it's failed, hasn't it, really? It's failed.
And that's why, in terms of the appeals process, we've had to put such a large and robust appeals process in place, because if we weren't in a position to do that, those youngsters who think they should have got a better grade than the one that they got wouldn't be in a position to be able to get the grade.
I think you're going to be very, very busy. You're going to be very, very busy with the appeals process, because every single call we're getting here, Jacqueline says, my son's just got his A-level results. He's been downgraded from 3 Bs. He's now got 3 Cs. He's lost his place at his chosen university. Zoe says her daughter took A-levels last year, didn't get the grade she wanted, so she decided to try again. She's worked really hard all year, but the grades she's got this year are even worse than the grades she got last year. She's currently upstairs in her room in tears, devastated.
But Secretary of State,
So-
we'll go through this again next week, won't we, when the GCSE results come out? So your line won't change. I mean, just to give advance warning on this, this is going to be the same system in place for next week as well.
That's right, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe
Okay,
we'll speak to you next week.
Listen,
as well.
thank you very much
Thank
indeed
you,
for your
John.
time. Thank you for explaining that. You've been listening to Gavin Williamson, the Education Secretary there, and Christine Cuniff, who's the head teacher at a school in Ascot there. Thank you very much indeed, Christine. I know a very busy day for you as well. And Emma, just final word to you.
Just want to apologise for a system that's clearly broken and that teachers are evidencing it, and I hope that you're right, that they actually maybe take some of the advice you've given, which is to reconsider the position and listen to teachers, because that's why they're paid. They know their students. They deserve to get the grades that they've worked for.
With that, we go to the break. Still to come,